Alright, let's go. When the body was found. So it was you guys? You were the ones who found my secret tunnel? It took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. It was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. And he was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. I see. Damn, if only you guys hadn't shown up. If only Knightley hadn't died. You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it? I mean, I saw a lot of forks and spoons. Oh, that? Just hammers and spoons. Stuff like that. Yeah, I bought them from the supplier. But it was all for nothing. No need to lose your temper. There's always next time. On the day of the incident, it's possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully. Alrighty. I am curious. So yes, we is the ones who did finds it. I'm sorry about that. The body was found. Alright, let's start pressing things. This is the most prevalent piece of information I'm getting out of this testimony. Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too? Yeah, that's right. Seems he got it by threatening a guard. That guy went and stole it from someone's locker. So, when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard? No, to ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud, I carried them with me. Well, once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped up on me. I see. That must be the moment the security camera captured. See, could you add that to your testimony? Once I got out of the hole and changed the clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple. I thought... Yeah, no, hang on, was it? Where is the thing? Was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was locked, no? Smug. You say it was simple getting through the cell door? Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that, huh? Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock the cell door? J. Elbert, you had the key to Knightley's cell! I ain't got nothing like that. That's it, it was open. It was already unlocked when I got there. Lies and slander! Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then. The plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. The video shows it. Yes, that was during the animal show before Knightley's death was known. And the cell door was locked because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible. That means it can't be. It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is... J. Elbert. You were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you? Guard, and Knightley too, in order to steal the cell key. It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley. Lies! After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then, you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known. In other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. Don't screw with me! If you don't have any evidence, I'll still win by decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right? Well, I have reason to think that might not be the case anymore. I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. I was wondering if he had died there. If he didn't die there, why was there blood to be wiped? Now it all makes sense. In Knightley's cell, there were traces of his blood, which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you? Damn! I never thought you'd find the bloodstain I wiped away with the newspaper. Why would you go through all the trouble of wiping the bloodstain? On the hands of Knightley and the god, there were obvious signs of a scuffle, you know. If the bloodstains were uncovered, they'd find out there was another attacker. And if anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would be discovered. I mean, gotta give him points. That's all very accurate. So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt. But I'm afraid to say your plan still ended in failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Ah! Ah! Dogger! Ow. We verbally punched the hell out of him. No way. How can an amateur like you knock me out? Yeah, I got the keys right here. Alright then, thank you for that. What? Hold it! If you have that key, then that means... That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Key's cage and was moved to the workroom. However, the very foundation of that hypothesis has collapsed. Gah! Ah! I see. In that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel. Hey, are you suggesting? Jailbird, you're under arrest, pal, even though you're already in prison. Wait, I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out those two guys. Then I stole the keys, and I tried to run away from prison. And after that, I waited for the perfect time to enter that guy's cell. But the cell was empty then. There was no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten into the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right? It's true, you only had the key to Knightley's cell. But there's also Doggin's dog. Would it be possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom? I see. So you're saying there was an accomplice. The crime would have been possible if Elbert and Doggin were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Elbert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell. And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom. Yes, because all the animals can move freely in his prison. But that's not the case for the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Elbert. What if there was another route that you didn't know about? There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not? Yeah, seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up the corridor. But, you mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel? When I got to that cell, the tunnel was already there. There was a tunnel linking my cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging. Well, that would explain why the prisoners made a well. What was that hole doing there in the first place? Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in an attempt to escape? Or maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well. That's highly doubtful, though adorable. Thank you for that. There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. I see. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet. Like candy. This scent. I believe we've come across it before. We know this scent from... what is the thing that would actually tell me that? Was it? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Knightley's body was given... I remembered that part, I just didn't know which piece of evidence was going to be the thing that gave me that. Anyway, Knightley's body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent. What do you know, that actually ended up being something worth paying attention to. Cool, and that led us to the discovery of the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as the well? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. The scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel. Exactly. And, J. Elbert, you were the only one who could have used the tunnel. Thank you, Mr. Elbert. I am very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Elbert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To being an accomplice, I mean. Don't tell me you even you suspect me too! Judge Courtney, It seems you and I have come to the same conclusion. Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Elbert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley. Oh my god. What do you mean? Mr. Elbert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Elbert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation. Negotiation? For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So Mr. Elbert stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Elbert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so, they negotiated. I didn't negotiate nothing! Oh? You still intend to deny it? I see. So in other words, we're back where we started. Fantastic! That's what we needed more of. Mr. Elbert opened the cell door and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Key's cage. Keep saying this crap, man. And then he was moved into the prison. Of course! And then he was killed in the prison workroom. Weren't you listening? The scent of the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel. Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel. What? You don't? The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. That much we can say for sure. However, that does not mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? Sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah! The well in the courtyard! Wasn't that thing covered in like a big grate? Mr. Keyes carried the cage, but not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard, and his body was dropped down the well. And then, the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Doggin's dog. Uh-huh. Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well? Courtney. She's a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions. Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard, and Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that. Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound. I'll admit that. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. Yeah, it didn't have to be done during the show. It could have happened at a different time. Ah, my brain! Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible. What? How is it not possible? When the show started, Mr. Elbert was in the tunnel on his way to the cell block. Okay. Mr. Elbert, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel? Nope, nothing like that. Ow! Damn it, that makes sense. So, if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbert would have seen it. However, he has stated he did not see a body. Yeah, I would have saw it if he went through back, either way. So it's impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done that is Simon Keyes. Is it just me, or is this game's cases like 700 million times more complex than they were in the other one? The first tutorial trial took forever, and now this is the second one, people. Why has everything gotta be so hard? Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do? If the body was moved through the well, that does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence. I am obligated to recognize that fact. Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more? No! I give my approval in the name of the goddess of law. At least we're given that. Man, this room is crowded! Reinvestigating the courtyard. I fear this may be our final chance. What? Fire! Could be another prison break, Belle. Should we evacuate? Everyone, please remain calm. This is just a signal for the evening meal. But it's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised. It just scared me. You made the K pout. I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. J. Elbert, it's also time for you to return to your room. I got it. Let's go, Rocky. You don't get no Rocky. You misbehaving, so you get no bear. Warden Roland, we will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation. Isn't it time for you to go to home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? Looks like we're out of time. Why don't you continue this another time? But the investigation. Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So I'm afraid I can't let outsiders like you loiter around any longer. This is my decision as the warden of this prison. Well, I don't get anything resembling a choice in the matter, so fine. Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's word can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry out our investigation another day. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge. How kind and generous of you. And with that, I'm out. Later, nerds. Come along, weird, conniving little snivel boy. Now, I think it's time you all left. Well, looks like we'll have to continue the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well and was carried to the workroom for Mr. Elbert's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keyes transported him, but was Mr. Keyes really the only one with a chance to move him? Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to save Simon no matter what. Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Keyes' innocence without fail. Edgeworth, Edgeworth is one of the most well-written characters, like, ever. Just straight up. I'm just throwing that out there. When I first met this dude, hated him. I admit that. Thought he was a grade A scumbag. But holy crap, look how far he's come. He's just a straight up 100%, no questions asked, good guy. It's fantastic. Oh, my goodness. Another day, and hopefully a wee bit closer to the actual truth. Good Lord. This has been the most involved case 2 ever. I see the whole place has been cleaned up. That's neat. Courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. Or it could become significantly more murky, let's be honest here. Damn foggy glass. However, there's nothing left here. Yesterday. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard? It's possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes. Was the body dropped down the well or not? There's a big grate on it. This could be the decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Ooh, mind if I take a gander here? All right. I'm just curious what I still have. Okay. I get you. You know, I know I've said this a couple times now, but I'm just throwing this out here. I find it kind of interesting. You know, in the last game, you know when I had to have irrelevant evidence tossed out and have everything reorganized? In the final case of the game, because it was so massive that it facilitated it. This is case 2! Let's see here. Hey, there's a grate here. The well is run dry after all. They even put a lock on it. Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Want to see? There's absolutely no need for you to show off. In fact, it would kind of ruin things for us. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Whoa! What happened, Kay? The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it feels like it was broken some time ago. So the lock was broken. This means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well. Poop. All right. According to George Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keyes murdered Knightley in the courtyard. And then, during the show, he disposed of the body in the well. You think so? Did he really use the well to move the body? Ah, I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again. He should be able to track the scent of the body. Good idea. Well, let me contact Detective Gumshoe. Get yourself over here, Gum Gum! Yes, sir, Detective Gumshoe here. Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Missile to the prison courtyard. Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again, eh, sir? I thought Missile belonged to the police department. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Barry of the Barry Big Circus and bring her here. Roger that, sir. I'll bring them over in a flash. Yay, we get Regina again. So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? Yeah, how about some hide and seek? What are you talking about, Kay? There's nowhere to hide here. I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like this, isn't it your turn to shine? Oh, that! You want me to recreate the crime scene? I was wondering why we haven't been using that. Yeah? Or how do you do that? See for yourself. The great thief's secret weapon, Little Thief! Behold, as I've got technology out the yin-yang, yo! Whoa! What's that? The screen's floating in midair. What are you doing, Kay? Oh, you're about to find out. I'm about to summon. I'm entering the information needed for the simulation. Mr. Shields, this Little Thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given. Should I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday? Yes, I believe we're in the middle of taking down the set. Yes. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue. Leave it to me. I took a picture of the place, too. Thank God you're so fastidious when it comes to that. There. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection to maximum output. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Net Navi! What just happened? I recreated the courtyard from yesterday using holograms or something. I don't freaking know. Science! This was a tool the previous Yatagata used. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things. But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. Look how proud she is. Oh, but it's still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information is incorrect, the recreation could come out strange, too. In this case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problems. Now, let's begin the investigatione. Alright, what do we got round here? Since it's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Yes, I know. First, I should start with that well. I was thinking the same thing. There seems to be a big pile of stuff there. I do remember these things. Let's examine the area around the well. It holds the key to this case. All right, well, let's take a look at all this stuff. This is a metal weight. It weighs, it's hard to see in the recreation. Kay, do you remember? I mean, I had a photo, so yeah. I think it was 33 pounds. All right, that's some decent Theft? I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for. It doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus. All right, next up, what about this rope with the thingy? It's a sturdy hemp rope. It looks like the rope they used for tug-of-wars. I'm not going to play tug-of-war with you. I didn't even say anything yet! Although that would be adorable. There's a metal stake attached to the end of this rope. Yeah, you use these to pin down the tent when you go camping. Doesn't seem like they'd need this for the performance. Wonder what it was used for. All right, and what are these, pulleys? And a sheet? There's some pulleys here. They don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well. The sheet itself doesn't seem to be a thing. So it kind of looks like the only thing that I was supposed to actually get out of that was the weight. All right, fine. How about it your way? The well was behind the stage. That means only a few people would have had access to dump the body in the well during the performance. This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys. It better not be Regina. These things around the well, what were they used for? I do not know. They don't seem to be related to the animal show. I agree. We can ask Miss Barry about it later. Assuming she'll even have anything to say on the matter. We'll have to hope for the best on that one. I like her, but she is obviously very flighty. These were used for audience seating during the show. Folding up all these chairs must have been a chore. Is that so? Don't tell me you've never tidied up folding chairs before. I've delegated the task to others in the past. I'm Miles friggin' Edgeworth, and I barely lift a finger for anything other than deductions. Mr. Edgeworth, you should try doing some manual labor once in a while. Builds character. I'll look into it. You know, just throwing this out there, kinda gotta agree with Edgeworth on this one. I'd rather not. Yeah, what's up? I realized I didn't talk to you yet. It'd be nice if we could come up with an alibi for Simon. Do not bring your personal feelings, or you won't be able to conduct a proper investigation. Information should be collected calmly and swiftly. I see. It's just like how Mr. Edgeworth never shows any emotion when you analyze your opponents with that icy glare. Do I really come across as such a cold person? Yes, Edgeworth! You really, really do! Oh my god, how do you have such a shocking lack of any sort of, like, self-awareness? Like, for a guy as smart as he is, it's honestly kind of hilarious. A great thief's secret weapon. I see. But isn't this bad, using a thief's tool to aid in the investigation? Nah. Makes such a scary face, it's all right. Uncle Ray's lips are sealed. It's for the truth, right? The evidence may very well already been destroyed. In order to recreate the crime scene, we need her help. Why so serious? At times like this, a simple smile will suffice. Yes, thank you very much. It'll take a lot to get Miles to smile, I swear to God. Anyway, Elefante! What was the elephant's name again? She's Estique the Asian elephant. And also a part of my logic, as it turns out. Okay, sure. That's right. It's an easy name to remember. Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember. Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Estique. That's all the information we can gather for now, apparently. The detective should be here soon, too. Okay, go ahead and shut down Little Thief. We don't want to spook anybody when they come in here. All right, returning the area to normal. It's like exactly what it is normally, except, you know, less green. Yatta! Nifty Keen! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Gummy Gum to the rescue, and also, Cute Girl! Hey, speak of the gummy! Detective Gumshoe, that was quick. I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir. Thanks for coming along too, Regina. No problem, I do an adorable hop. It sounded like fun, so let's get practice to come here. Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking. No problem, sir. Hey, Missile, get your doggy butt over here. Yes, I am dog, bork bork. Hey, what's eating you, pal? I said over here. Oh, I don't like it. What's the matter? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Oh, it's the gator. Ah! Alligator! I guess he's scared of the alligator, sir. Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be much help to us. Cowardly freaking Sheba. So, what should we do, Miles? Maybe we can ask Miss Barry for help? What is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Allie a trick? Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show. Looks like it's my time to shine again. Yes, if you please. Did we really turn this thing off just to turn it back on again? Come off with that mess. All right, that should do it. Starting up the recreation now, and ba-boom, bada-bing. There you go. Oh! Recreation complete. This time you can see how the courtyard was during the animal show. This should be around the time the body was dropped down the well. Wow, cool! It's just like magic. Techno magic. It's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us. See? Look over here. The backstage area is missing. Yeah, I don't got no info on that mess. Well, Regina didn't help with the preparations, so she doesn't really know how it was set up. I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have the info for, huh? I'm sorry. It's because Simon took care of setting everything up. Ah, don't worry yourself, none. Regina Pie, Miles is the one at fault here. Why me? Mr. Edgeworth, I've recreated the show in progress. But I can also change it to how it was earlier when it was being taken down. I see. So we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. Handy dandy, that. We can freely switch between the two different states. Change the recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen. I see. Now, let's begin the investigation. Alright, sure. Alright, oh lordy Lou almighty. What the hell am I even gonna be doing with all this? Alright, well first things first, let me talk to Gumbo. Mr. Edgeworth, got that look on your face like you want to use my secret weapons, huh? Missile isn't in the mood, but I got my fishing rod ready to go. Or would you prefer the metal detector? The metal detector sounds pretty dope. I'll take that. Thank you. I've never seen the detective's eyes sparkle like that. If need be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by. All right, well, that's good. I guess we'll just look at the stage itself. A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action. Clown Man! Simon is really amazing, especially the part where he gets blown away. Blown away. That's the scene in question. At that point, the suspect in the role of the villain is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. Right. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. You say the crime was committed during that time? Indeed. Oh, she's shining. Do you know how long he was gone from the stage? Let me think. About 15 minutes or so? It's just as Judge Courtney said. Her information and testimonial, even though it's not really a testimony, has been very accurate. It's very nice. But isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant? It's all right. Mystique is very gentle. And clowns are sort of taught to know how to take a tumble. That's not who we're worried about here. During the first few practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. Then, all of a sudden, he was able to be sent flying beautifully. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing. A device? Do you know anything about it? I have no idea. Simon hauled it up all by himself. I see. Well, I've already got an idea. If I had to guess, and I very clearly apparently do, all these tools, a pulley, a weight, some rope, it all makes sense. That would be how he would be able to fly through the air super easily like that. That makes sense to me, yeah? Yeah! All right. Mr. Keys used a device for his stunt. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this. Okay, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to the after the show scene? Roger! Who the hell's Roger? I'm Miles. The tools lying around the well. Could they have been a part of his device? Seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device. We would have to know how it was constructed, and I'm not an engineer. Well, if you ask Mr. Keys, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together. All right, I'll go ask him. And then I guess she went and did. Oh, no, there she goes. All right. 15 to 25 minutes later. Mr. Edgeworth, I asked him about it. And did you find out how the device works? Nope. He used a rope to hang some weights on the well's pulley. The weights were suspended inside the well. Then he ran the rope through two more pulleys and tied the end of the rope to his bone body. So he uses the force of the falling weights to send himself flying. But what's to stop the weights from falling on their own? In order to prevent that from happening, he used a stopper. Miss Barry didn't know anything about the well. That means... that means... Mr. Keyes removed the stopper by himself? Correct! That's why a second rope was needed. This rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage... whoop! The stopper would be removed, and the weights would drop down the well. Fancy! I'm definitely going to steal this idea. The Yatagatasu won't lose to something like this. Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good. Then I'll train as well. I believe in her. Before you start training, could you first update the recreation? Oh, yeah, you wanted me to recreate the device that was used in the performance. First, let's return to during the show scene. Let me just use a little bit of this here science and magic and all that other nonsense. Next, I'll input the information of the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made. Ya-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta! And there you go. Nifty! So, this is the device that Mr. Keyes used. Makes sense to me. Simon sure is gutsier than he looks. Using the falling weights as the force to launch himself during his performance. Indeed, he would have to drop enough weights to exceed his own body weight, which I can only imagine wasn't that much. Oh, in order to provide the strength needed to pull him off the stage. I see. Okay. Simon must have practiced a lot for this. Interesting. Okay, anything else to look at? I'm curious about this thing. It's the cage of the Asian elephant, Anastique. The elephant is performing on stage right now, so the cage is empty. I wonder how Anastique entered the courtyard. What do you mean, how? The entrance here is human-sized, and this fence is electrified. I don't think an elephant would enter from there. They could just turn off the electricity. If they did that, all the inmates would escape. I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering. I wonder how she came in. This requires some thought. She seems to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be. Have fun with that, Kay. But no, I meant this, because it's something that I don't remember saying. Oh, this crate was empty in the recreation earlier. Oh, was it? That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took. Ah, I'm sorry. That information is wrong. What do you mean? This crate contained Anastique's food. In the morning on the day of the show, all the apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. Missing apples, huh? I should make a note of it. Missing apples. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what are we looking at here? At this point, I feel like we must be working purely off of logic points at this juncture, yeah? Okay. In order to wait. Okay, well, that's not nearly enough weight. Is that enough of a quadrical connection to facilitate it? It is, okay. I mean, I knew when he said that was a thing, but I didn't know if they connected or if I had to find a way to contradict it. It worked out. Isn't this strange? What's wrong, pal? Haven't you noticed, detective? What's strange about the weight is... well, what's strange about the weight is the weight. Obviously. It's not heavy enough. In order to pull up Mr. Keyes' body weight... You're right, sir. But where do the rest of the weights disappear to? Looks like it's time to use my 7 secret weapons, sir. If necessary, I'll let the detective know. Oh, could I use logic to do that? Because it was like, yeah, okay. So if I want to find the other weights, I should use the metal detector. That's what we're working with here? That's what we're trying to figure out? Yeah, I guess so. All right, cool. Detective Gumshoe, it's time for your secret weapon. I got the fish. I knew he was gonna pull out the fishing pole. Fishing pole! I was hoping for the metal detector. I don't give him any chances to use this one. One day you will, my friends. Before we begin the search, let me go over how... Am I gonna be controlling Gumshoe? If I get to play as Gumshoe, then that's kind of astounding. Before we begin the search, let me go over how to use the metal detector. This metal detector uses sound. I sure do. And this meter to let you know how close you are to a metal object. When you get closer to a metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. When you get the biggest reaction, give me the order to examine that spot, sir. Now, let's see what we've got. It's just a metal fence. And that's basically how you search for metal objects. Just give me the instructions on where you want to search, sir. I do play as Gumshoe! Then that would mean Detective Dick Gumshoe, at this exact moment, has made history. He is the 5th playable character in Ace Attorney history. After Phoenix, Mia, Edgeworth, and that brief moment we got to play as Maya when she was kidnapped. Rock on, Gumshoe! That's such an elite club. Oh, well, I mean, I guess there's also the characters that I haven't played as, like that Apollo guy. I don't know anything about him. I just know, yeah, he's a guy. Well, the point is, Gumshoe gets to be playable, and that I get to be happy about that. I like this guy. All right, so. Okay. Well, here's something. Let me, wait, no, don't. No, we don't. The sound of the meter will let you know how close you are to the metal objects. Yeah, I thought that I hit the thing. Yeah, the closer you are to the metal object, the bigger the reaction. Gotcha. Yeah, when you get the biggest reaction. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, all right, gotcha, thank you. Okay, but... Oh, I'm just hitting the wrong button like a moron. Examine! Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. What'll we find? We found these in the clumps of grass here, sir. These are the weights used for that hoisting device. Were these intentionally hidden? There's 4 of them in all, sir. How many weights would be enough to lift Simon if each one is 33 pounds? That would be 99. I'm not good at math, but that's just under like 100. That's under 130 pounds. How light is this dude? Oh, wait, no. 4 in total and counting the one that was over there. Then that would have been about 100. Okay, that's a little more reasonable. So the other weights that were used in the device were hidden. Why were they hidden over here, though? Oh, is that all we got? See? I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Please watch out for the gator. Ah! The alligator! This scared me, pal. What's the matter, detective? Looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator. Really? Why? Did the gator eat something metallic? Are you sure it isn't still just reacting to the weights? It's a different reaction, sir. It's definitely coming from the alligator. He is gone. Get your ass back up! Did Kay just go? Because if so, she just made 7,000 times better. Kay is amazing. Looks like it's scared of us. I don't think so, Kay. If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather. Probably from something that it ate. Allie. I suppose that was what Warden Roland called it. She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad. So I guess the metal detector could be reacting to whatever the alligator ate. Oh, maybe she ate one of the weights? I doubt that even an alligator could ingest a 33-pound weight. Clearly you've never seen a damn alligator. But what could the metal detector be reacting to? Either way, we might want to consult Roland about that because, the alligator could die if it ate a large metal object. Regardless, why were those weights hidden? There are so many questions and so few answers, I swear. Maybe we should take another look at that device on the well. Okay, I'd like you to recreate the after the show scene again. All right, leave it to me. Kay is very enthusiastic about being able to help, and I appreciate that. Seriously, considering how dour just about every given situation really is, it's really helped, honestly. Okay, so we need to take another gandaroo at this here situation, eh? All right, hey. Yes, all the nooks, all the crannies, every such thing of that general nature. I get you. Okay, all right, so there's something wrong with this. All right, I believe I've got this going for me. Okay, okay, I think I might know what's up. You think deducing is what needs to be done here? Let's see here. I'm not sure if it is one rope or two, but I think it makes sense because we've still yet to ever use this rope for anything, and I feel like it might end up being involved. So let's give that a go, Eureka! Eureka! Awesome, good, great. It's recreation on the device we saw earlier. What, you want me to do it again? Oh wait, no. I accidentally clicked something incorrect, whatever, that's weird. There's a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing. You're right. Without it, the device wouldn't work. I wonder what happened to it. Where did the missing rope disappear to? I have a guess. It's possible that we hold the piece of evidence that shows where the rope went. Which piece of evidence shows where the missing rope went? It's like we've been holding on to this thing forever. Now we know where this came from. The rope we found with the dead body. Could it be? Yes, I dare say it is. It could be the other piece of rope that was used here. Then, does that mean this rope was attached to the weight? However, the weight was not one of these metal weights. These weights were hidden in the grass and replaced with something else. Ew. Oh, that would explain the, yeah, that would explain the sheet. Okay, yeah, so basically, you know what I was saying, that it was kind of weird, that 130 pounds of weights, I don't know if that would really be able to, you know, swing him around. I guess he's really light. You know, if you dumped an entire body down there, yeah, that'd probably work as a good weight and pulley system, wouldn't it? If they were replaced, then what was used as the weight? What was tied to the rope we found in the workroom? If we can recall that, then the answer should be clear. The weight that was dropped in place of the weights that Mr. Keys had prepared was... I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. What dropped down the well was none other than Knightley's dead body. Mr. Knightley's body was used as the weight. That's mad gross. Yes, the weight was replaced with Knightley's body. Ew. Mr. Keys used the device to launch himself off the stage. Whee! When the rope that was tied to him was undone and let go, thud. Both the body and the rope dropped down the well. That would explain it. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley, it was used to suspend him inside the well. That also explains why the other weights were hidden. So that no one would find out that the weights were replaced with the body. Yes, we're really good at our jobs today, huh? Yes, the killer was the one who hid those weights. But, Miles, wasn't Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon? If he was suspended in the well, wouldn't there be blood at the bottom of the well? Ordinarily, yeah, but he was wrapped up. Which also probably helped with the whole moving him around thing, because it would have been way less gross. The killer was also aware of that. That's why they used this item. Which item did the killer use? I'll tell you what item the killer used. It's the freaking bloodstained sheet. Booyah! The sheet we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body. I see! Looks like all the pieces are starting to come together, eh? But that means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer? No, that's not necessarily the case. Sure, it's a feasibility, but not a sure thing. But yesterday, Judge Courtney said, if Mr. Keys was the killer, would he have needed to set up such an elaborate device? Well, I guess you have a point, as she pouts. Mr. Keys was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. As far as he knows, as far as we know, maybe he didn't know that was what he was doing. Then again, it was body-shaped and... yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, this placed the doubt of the people who did not watch the animal show. It's true, we also suspected Mr. Doggin. The killer's true intent was to make us think that the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used the device on the well to create a fake alibi. Miss Barry, do you know when this device on the well was set up? Let me think. The day before the show, I think it was at night. We all started preparing at 9 p.m. Happy bounce. We finished at around midnight. The killer replaced the weights with the dead body afterwards. Ah! Well, that just creates a huge-ass opening. Literally anybody in the prison could have been the murderer now. Well, that helps me out a little. I mean, it makes the net a whole lot bigger, but it still helps our... You know, the holes are big enough for our guy to get through. Did Doggin know about the device? No, even if he knew about the device, it wouldn't be possible for him to use it. You can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well. I mean, in a fictional universe, I guess maybe you could have, but we're gonna go ahead and say no. In other words, Doggin is not the killer. And who the hell is at this point? Oh my god. Alright, that said, I already feel like I looked at damn near everything, so... How am I doing on my logic chunks? Okay, well, I'm not sure exactly how relevant this is, but I feel like this would make sense. Why, where do the apples go? Probably inside the elephant, yeah? Alright, stands to reason. The apples in the crate were probably eaten by Anastique. Or Astique, I don't know how to say it, but it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach from Mystique's nose. Are you certain? Yeah, the crate was still full of apples on the night before the show. Then the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. With that many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person. I see. Okay. Prior to the show, the cart's position was already changed and the apples were all eaten. This appears to be the correct information. Please update the simulation parameters, Kay. Alright, I'll use the new info to recreate the scene. I'm just gonna put some beep bop boopity bop beep boop boop boops all up in here, like so. Using info we got from Regina, I'll recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place. Science! There we go. Recreation complete. Alright. So then that means that... that's not what I wanted. That would mean that this door is now available. The door's locked. Want me to pick the lock? Success? Yeah, no, we already got that one. No, if need be, I'll just borrow the key. Yeah, but I want to pick a lock, dang it. Yeah, I know, Kay, I know. Don't ever think about stealing anything in my presence, shish. Alright, now, let's see here. Well, considering I've got nothing else, I'm not 100% confident on this, but yeah, somebody moved the crates. The device was set up on the night before the show, so they moved the thing because it was in the way so they could do the thing. That's my guess. Am I working with it? I am! This cart was moved the night before the show. The body was also switched the night before the show. I don't think it was just a coincidence. They're all connected. Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes, why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door. I can think of one reason why. Somebody opened that door! If it was in the way, they wouldn't have been able to. Alright, let's hurry up and... The door's locked. Okay, we already knew that. We inspected it mere moments ago. You are a silly girl. Let's ask a guard. Hey, Mr. Guard! Yes? What is it? That was fast! You there. Where's the key to this door? The warden in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away. The warden is in charge of the keys here? Wait, so the only person who could have opened that door is the warden? The warden did this? I mean, okay, she's a massive weirdo, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not expect that. Also, why? And then the microphone fell over. Thanks for that. Thank you very much. Bunch of circuits? It's a circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker room. On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here. I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room. It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers. And also, yeah, we heard that the power went out and that messed up with the camera. So someone came here to shut off the power to something? Was there anything that had its power shut off? Yes, there was. It could have had its power shut off by the breaker. Let's see. Camera. Or maybe the security footage. That'll work probably. Yeah! The security camera footage had a 3-hour gap. Ah, I see! The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped. And if only one person had I guess the key could have been stolen, but considering the fact that we completely, got dogging out of this, and we don't think it's, saw it ain't Regina or Simon, she's the only character that's left unless it's an unnamed guard that did it, but I just don't know why she'd do that. It's highly possible. Was this the killer's handiwork? With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have a major advantage. I knew it! If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. The person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... It couldn't be. Apparently it is. Deactivating the recreation. Alright, well, we definitely have a new theory to work with. Fascinating! Who approacheth? Well. If it isn't the nerd herd. I'm first to the scene, as always. There are literally like 8 people here before you. Good morning, Mr. DeBest. You! How did you get here before me? Easily, as it turns out. Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early. Yeah, so I could actually do my damn job. Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney. Ever think about that? Bet you didn't. Owned them. I have many matters which require my attention. I have no time to waste, which is why I spend every waking minute of every hour of every day with this weirdo who's really bad at his job. Can we get an explanation on that? Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case. Oh, my apologies. Was I being an asshole? Too bad. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney. An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest. You just say whatever you like, don't you? Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian. Or you could hold your damn horses because I already got this all figured out. All right, I'll call the men over. Gonna say nah to that mess. That'll be unnecessary. I've already figured it all out. We've already finished the investigation of the courtyard. It's called the snooze 'em, you lose 'em fallacy. You done fell for it, y'all. You've been bested. Bested? Me? Judge Courtney, let me lay down some facts, yo. Your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces. Observe as I break down. I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm going to take your theory, and I'm going to dismantle it. I'm going to take your assumptions, and I'm going to break them down. I'm going to take your hearsay, and I am going to unravel them. I am going to take the words that you spoke from your face, and I am going to prove to you that they are utter nonsense. Were any of those more acceptable to you? I feel like I gave you enough options to choose from. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands? And have you forgotten that I've long since proven to you that I no longer care? Smug. I have enough of such coercion. I've had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge? Of course I can't. I'm bad at this. Despite my repeated warnings, you show no sign of reflection. Yeah, because I'm dedicated to my work. It seems I must remind you once more. The prosecutorial investigation community can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked. Yeah, okay. I can't help but notice that this is still basically just you threatening the badge. Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. I believe I've made that abundantly clear about 5 times now. Do you have an entire jar of peanut butter in betweenst your ears? Actually listen to me, damn it. Proving Mr. Key's innocence? That is all that concerns me. Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you're willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. Please, by all means, throw out every single line of defense you got. I'll smack them down. In the name of the goddess of law, I will in fact impede the law. I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I doubt that. All right, what's your reasoning? Let's break it down. I shared my reasoning you with the day before. Since Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could have only been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. All right, well, luckily that's easy to break down immediately. Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning? No, not really. Of course she does! What do you think she is? I don't really know what her deal is. I'm throwing a lot of, words at her. But I don't know. I feel like there's more to her than just being, plainly evil. But still, if she's gonna set up the pins, I'm gonna knock them down. Earlier, I received the official autopsy report. Babysitting that kid must be difficult. The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged. A stab wound 4 inches deep. Ow. That's way in there. Okay. Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well. She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means I can make her look like a complete fool. Seems there is a hole in your argument. You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim? I got oodles of the stuff. Of course I can. And I will. Prepare yourself. Alright, so this is already pretty easy peasy styles. We just go on over to you saying that only one person could have possibly done it, and then we'll show the evidence that shows that literally anybody who was inside this entire facility could have possibly done it. Ain't that interesting? Objection! Check this mess. Smug, smug, smug. Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. Oh! He made it work! There was a device set up around the well here. What is this device of which you speak? 'Twas a pulley system, yo. Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show? I would hope so, seeing as how you're the one who brought it up. I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. He tied one end of length of rope to himself and the other end to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well. Oh, what are you going on about? Wouldn't he have spent the whole place suspended up in the air? Oh my god, this dude. That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them. Oh, wow. Okay, that makes sense. I see. I guess you're right. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time the show started to set up the device. But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree? No, I very obviously don't. If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Barry. Yes'm? Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up? Well, let me see. Well, since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it. Man, you are really helpful. And there you have it. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Woo! I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I'm even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice? I am? I'm smugging up the place. That is literally what I'm doing? My actions are not just? Who made that decision? You cannot understand even that? Even now? Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor? It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules. So I'm just gonna throw this out here. You're more than welcome to, rebuke this. What does that have to do with literally anything? Why Edgeworth is doing what he's doing has no bearing on this entire situation whatsoever. Your personal confusion as to his motivations does not change the fact that I'm right. I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. Woo! However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy. Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, Then I guess I'm just gonna have to physically beat you, I suppose. I'll have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder. All right, I'm listening. What you got? If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. All right. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? It does seem pretty suspicious. Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there. If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong? I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. And so I shall! Alright then, fine. Let's do this thing. I can already tell you right here, right now. You keep going on about only Simon. Alright, here's the thing though. What about the fact that this whole thing kind of got, completely messed up? What if there's a huge part of the time scale that we don't even know about? Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? It was you! No. The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time, and if you're gonna go ahead and try and tell me that there's nothing anybody could have done in that amount of time, then you're a big pile of dumb. During that time, anyone could have done it. If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. Yes, thank you. You seem to have figured that much out. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible? Absolutely. It's possible. If you had access to this, check this mess out. Circuit breakers, y'all. In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera, and it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder. Oh, well, damn. Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions. Dear God, when does it stop? Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. Dude's like 6'2". I don't actually know how tall he is. So can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room? Do you need me to hold your hand through every step of this? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs on to the key, right? The breaker room has great importance even in a prison. There's no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily. Yeah, how about the person who literally uses it? Oh my God. Everyone, please. Well, I can think of someone, and the music has kicked into overdrive! What did you say? This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. And full disclosure, I haven't the ever-loving slightest idea why on earth this person would murder Knightley. I actually have no theories on that. They didn't even need to steal it. There can't be anyone like that! Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too! Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is... It can only possibly be Roland. But why? The murderer is... Missile! Warden Roland.